Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hello everybody, Kieran aka the Laird here, and I have a hardware review for you today, and something quite short, not going to be the sort of normal half an hour length of my in-depth hardware reviews, because it's something pretty simple and it's something very new, and as you can see, it's this Pac-Man Pocket Player from my arcade. Now, those of you who follow my channel and have done for some time might remember me reviewing this a while back, the Data East Pixel Player from my arcade, and I was quite negative towards it because it had a lot of issues. Open that so you can see it again. Oh, there's inlay in there, so I'll just take it out of the box. You might remember that I commented the fact that the emulation wasn't particularly good, that there was a lot of screen tearing, that the controls were very unresponsive, that obviously aside from the Data East games, which were all actually NES games and not the arcade versions, they're all the NES versions of the games. There we go, there it is. Yeah, and all the other games on there were crap. They were all just like those rubbish clones of stuff that you find on so many of these handheld devices and the plug and play. It boasted 300 games, as you can see, but really only the Data East ones were worth playing. There was a few okay ones, but you know, I covered it to death. I'll link the Data East one in the top right hand corner for those who want to see more about that. The main good thing I'll say about the design looks pretty cool, but to be honest, it's not particularly comfortable to hold because of that. But it did look quite cool. I'll give it that. Right, so that's out of the way. Let's put that to one side because we're looking at the Pac-Man Pocket Player. Now, straight away you'll see that it doesn't use that pixel shape. It uses a more standardised shape, which is a lot better. Like the Data East one, the front opens, you can see it. There we go, with the sort of fake screenshot on it. Quite a nice design. We'll open it up in a minute. But you'll see this only has 3 games included. They chose not to bundle all those crappy clone games on it. They just chose to just stick to 3 Pac-Man games. They didn't even go down the route of including other Namco games, which I thought was strange, because I thought, well, maybe, you know, they could put like Dig Dug on, Xevious, what else? I can't think of any other Namco games now for some reason. Dig Dug, Xevious. Yeah, I mean, there's no Ms. Pac-Man, which you might expect to see on there, or Junior Pac-Man, or Pac-Land. None of those are on there. No Galaxian or Galaga, of course. There were a few other Namco big hitters, Rolling Thunder. And I thought it might have all of those kind of games on because I thought, once again, it would most likely be a NES-based, you know, a Famiclone, and play NES stroke Famicom ROMs. So with that, I mean, you would definitely expect it to have Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Land on it because both of those were made for the NES. So initially, that choice of just seeing Pac-Man, Pac-Panic, Pac-Mania confused me. And especially when I thought about it a little bit more, because Pac-Panic was never released for the NES. Also known as Pac-Attack is the other, a really cool puzzle game. Yeah, it was never released on the NES. I thought, that is actually quite interesting. So I wonder what we are going to get on here. But let's have a look around the thing. So there it is on the back as well. There's not much to it really. Large full colour screen. That's about it really. And what I do want to say is that I picked this up for £10. That's it. Just £10. That's all it cost me. From that well-known British bargain store, B&M. Which we all love over here because they always have loads of really good cheap stuff. It was the only one on the shelf. It didn't even have a price on it, so I didn't even know how much it was at first. But it was on the shelf right by the till, and so I just said to the lady, "How much is that?" She said, "Just £10." I said, "Take it then. Why not? £10 for a handheld is just nothing." So let's open it up. So there we go. Actually, it shows here. If you look on the inside of the lid, Pac-Man, Pac-Panic, Pac-Mania. And when I looked at that, I thought, that doesn't look like NES either. So let's open it up. So we have got a little booklet, which is kind of pointless. We don't really need that at all. Tells you how to use it. I think if you can't work out how to use one of these, you're a bit stupid. That's a screen protector. And it's got a very long, as you can see, carry strap on it. We've got our A and B buttons. We've got reset and start. We've got a nice round joypad, which works quite well. There's our on and off button on the top, a volume button, and a USB there as well. I think that's actually I don't think you can use that to power it. I assume you can, or whether it's a connection to the TV. Does it say in the booklet? I should have checked that actually. What does it say? To. That's in French or English. Oh, power port. Yes, it is to power it. It is to power it. So there's some of these later connect into a TV, but this one doesn't. And then there's the headphone jack as well on the bottom. So there we go. Quite a nice little design on there with Pac-Man in the bottom right hand corner. In terms of batteries, it takes 4 AAAs. Pretty easy. So let's turn it on, shall we? Hope it shows up all right on the camera. So it just goes straight into a screen with a selection of Pac-Man, Pac-Mania and Pac-Panic. So let's start off obviously with Pac-Man, that makes sense. So start. We've got the classic opening sequence introducing us to all the characters. Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde, with a copyright of 1980 BNEI. So obviously Bandai Namco. And it's gone into demo mode there as well. So let's start it if you'll let me. Oh, there we go, have to press that. To make sure I try and keep it on the camera there actually. So there we go, for all intents and purposes, it seems quite similar to the arcade one. It certainly looks like it, but it doesn't quite sound like it. And actually one issue that I've got with this is, as you'll find out in due course, is there's a lot of audio issues. The audio on it is absolutely terrible. It's quite hard to play whilst making sure that I'm keeping it on the camera so you can see it as well. Oh, bumholes. So there we go. I did the first maze. So there's Pac-Man. So I'll reset it, go to Pac-Mania. So we've got start, we've got options. Now this might seem familiar already. There we go, got easy, normal, hard, crazy, pack booster. Select your level. Normal. I should mention that Pac-Mania is literally one of my... Listen to this first. Pac-Mania is probably one of my favourite games of all time. I absolutely adore it. And I actually wrote a big article on Pac-Mania for Retro Gamer magazine a few years ago that made the front cover, which was pretty damn cool. That was my second cover for the magazine. Article went down really, really well. And I had interviewed it with one of the guys who did the graphics and all the Grand Slam produced home conversions, which were actually really good. Home computer, I should specify there. So now you can probably already see that this appears to be the Sega Mega Drive version of Pac-Mania, aka Sega Genesis if you're American, which is no bad thing because it's actually a very, very good version of the game. I can't be sad about that at all. But as you can hear, the audio is crap. It's really quiet. It doesn't seem to sound like the proper arcade music, and it cuts in and out a lot as well. So I don't know what the hell is going on there. I don't know if it's a sound emulation issue or what. I remember that the sound on the Mega Drive version wasn't actually that amazing in the first place anyway, but I definitely don't remember it sounding as bad as it does on this one. But yeah, that's Pac-Mania. It's damn good. I mean, I've played on this handheld quite a bit actually, mainly because it's been sitting on my coffee table for a couple of weeks. So I'm bored. I picked it up and had a little play on it, and I've definitely played Pac-Mania far more than the other two on it. But there we go. We've done the first level, so we'll reset. We'll go to Pac Attack or Pac-Panic. I prefer the name Pac Attack. It sounds better. So Pac-Panic, okay, Pac Attack was also released on the Mega Drive, as you may remember, as well as the Philips CDI, funnily enough, and some other platforms. I think it came out on the SNES as well. Here we go. So this is like a puzzle game, and this appears to be the Sega Mega Drive version as well, as you can already tell. Normal mode, puzzle mode. There we go. It's actually really hard to see with the. Can I keep it on camera as well against the angle? So basically what you have here is you have ghosts which you're trying to keep in lines, so then when you drop a Pac-Man it'll eat them. Like this. Now if you've got lines, they will disappear if you make lines out of lines. I'm going to put him there, and then he moves around until he's eating everything. So you can switch them, you can see. In this case I'll switch it like that because then I've got a longer line. There's my Pac-Man. Good stuff. I don't want to use him yet, so I'm going to waste him actually, because then I can make a much bigger line here. Do that. Right, that's better because now I can make a longer line for Mr. Pac-Man to eat. There we go, see? And that's just giving me lines. It's rubbish. So that's Pac-Panic. Oh, I'll mention this, you can turn Pac-Man round. I should have done that there. That's all there is to it really. That's the Pac-Man Pocket Player handheld. 3 games, Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Pac-Panic, all really playable, fun games. They all work well, the controls are good, the screen's good, the graphics are good. The fact they're not the NES versions is a huge plus because I'm fed up of these kind of devices being Famiclones with the the substandard NES versions, when there's no excuse for it, they could include arcade versions, or in this case 16-bit versions. The Pac-Man I'm a bit confused about, because I'm not sure that Pac-Man ever appeared on the Mega Drive, so I'm not sure if this has been made especially, or was Pac-Man maybe a hidden game on one of the other Pac-Man games? I'm not sure on that, so if you do know the answer to that, please tell me in the comments. I don't pretend to be an expert on everything, because I know there was like Pac-Man World and stuff like that, the later platform games, and I was wondering if it was a hidden game on one of those or something. Be interesting to find out. But yeah, it's a decent little handheld. The only problem is the sound issues. The audio on it is absolutely terrible. But for £10, I just cannot complain at all. It's pretty decent for £10. The only other downside, as I already mentioned, was the fact that 3 games I think is really stingy, because they could have put more on it. I think actually the reason why Ms. Pac-Man isn't on it, because obviously that appeared on the Mega Drive as well, is I believe there was licensing issues with that, because Namco do not actually own all the rights to Ms. Pac-Man. I believe that half the rights are still held by GCC, the original creators of Ms. Pac-Man, who sold it on to Midway. Namco weren't even involved in the creation of Ms. Pac-Man at all, so that's what causes a lot of the issues with it, and why you don't often see it on these Pac-Man collections. Yes, that's why that's not there. But I'm sure they could have, pulled out some other Namco games to include on it. Namco produced plenty of games on the Mega Drive, so I mean, I've just thought of Thelius and Rolling Thunder 2. What was that one that's a bit like Space Harrier? Not Burning Rangers. Burning something. I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, but there's plenty of them. So I think 3 games is a bit stingy, but £10, can't complain. Decent little thing. Hope you enjoyed my review of the Pac-Man My Arcade. If you see it cheap, you might want to pick it up if you're a big Pac-Man fan. But if you want a handheld that you can play lots of games on, then it's pretty pointless. I've been the Lad. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all again in another video very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.